Hey, friends, it's me, Deke, and I'm starting off a new series called Concert Rewind. And it's just concerts that I've seen in the past that I'd like to share with you, as some of them were pretty cool shows. And I'm going to try to time it with the actual date when I post a video of the actual concert that I went to back in the day. And the first one is really now getting back in the day, and that's Paul McCartney back on December 7th, 1989, when he rolled into Toronto and played the Skydome, which I now believe is called Rogers Center, but it's the big, 50,000 plus seat dome. Um, Going back to 1989, uh, McCartney at that time put out uh, a new album called Flowers in the Dirt, and he announced a tour. And right around that time, I started getting into a bit more into the Beatles, as in the late 80s, CDs were becoming a thing. The Beatles at the time reissued a bunch of their albums on CD. And in the summer of 89, I picked up Wings Over America. And what a fantastic live album that was, recorded in 1976, I believe. And Paul did all the great stuff on there. He did Beatles stuff and his Wings material, and it's a great album. Like, just the opener, Rock Show and Into Jet, it's such a great opener, great album all in all. So when Paul announced his first tour in 13 years, I did the quick math. I thought, wow, if this guy is only touring once every 13 years, he might not hit the road again until the early 2000s, which we know didn't happen. He started touring more frequently. So when the tickets went on sale for the Skydome, I got a ticket, and I was way up in the fifth level originally. But I went with a couple of pals who were living in Toronto at the time, and they said, no, we buy scalper ticket, show starts. So I rolled with them, and next thing you know it, we bought some scalper tickets about maybe 45 minutes before the show started, and we were on the floor. Now, when I say I was on the floor at the Skydome, I was in the 40th row, but I think it was more like actually 80 to 100 rows back, because it was massive. There was 56,000 people at this show. It was sold out, obviously. And it was surreal seeing Paul McCartney. I mean, the guy was a legend. And there he comes out on the stage, and he opened up with some material from his current album. He opened up with Figure of Eight. And the crowd was like, hey, it's Paul. That's cool. He went into Jet, and the crowd got a little bit more cranked up, because everybody knows Jet from his Wings day. And then his third song, he went back to his current album. He did Rough Ride. He kind of lost the crowd a bit, from what I recall. Like, I mean, it was still loud, but not as loud. But when he went into his first Beatles song, which was Got to Get You Back Into My Life, the place exploded. And I remember there was a guy next to me. I mean, at the time I was 22 at that show. There was a guy next to me who was probably in his early 40s. And when he went in that first Beatles tune, the guy just hollered, "Holy fuck, it's Beatle Paul." And I was like, yeah, man, it totally is. And, from there he went into Band on the Run, did Maybe I'm a Maze, Long and Winding Road, Sergeant Pepper's. All in all, he did 32 songs. He did, and 6 of those were from his current album. So he just wasn't playing the whole nostalgia card, but a lot of people were there for the nostalgia card. And you know what? All in all, a very good show. I'm glad I went. I was able to catch him again back in 1993, but back in the time of 1989, you didn't know if he was even going to think about touring again. And fortunately, he hasn't. I think to this day, he's still out on the road. Guy's the ultimate road dog, right? So, yeah, there's the ticket stub. And back then, back in 19, oh, sorry, I held it upside down. Back then, it was $37 to go see Paul McCartney. So, folks, thanks for hanging around and watching me talk about Concert Rewind episode number 1 with Paul McCartney. And that was my short little review of it. So coming up later this month, I am going to talk about this band, Aerosmith, when I went back to Toronto and caught them at the Skydome. Thanks for watching, folks. Have yourselves a great day. Bye now.